Hello, it's Brendan from techbuzzireland. Today we have the Poly 753020 Office phone. Previously of Plantronics and Polycom, the Poly. We've had a few of these particular models in the past, and I suppose the first thing you'll notice is the box itself. Nice brown box. Doesn't give us too much excitement on that, the box itself, but I suppose we're not really interested in the box. We're actually more interested in what's actually under the box, in the box itself. I suppose actually what actually comes with the unit itself. We get something like a charger there at the moment, load the settings. We got the charger and a load of other connectors. So we'll just go through what's actually coming through with it. Typical power supply. You have double option there. Plugs in as normal. Nothing too complicated there. It also comes with instructions guide, so that gives us a quick idea of actually what we can actually do with it and how we connect it. So we'll just connect this in. I'm going to plug this in just to get it started. This is the base, and that's actually the sound you'll actually get with it there itself. The bottom is how you connect it to your telephone. So if you connected this to a normal telephone system, say in a telephone system there at the moment, you also get this particular cable comes in, plugs it directly into here. This goes directly, RJ11 goes directly into your phone that you'd normally plug into your phone there. You plug out the lead, plug this particular one in there, and that would work. If, for example, there was not a connector on your normal headset port, you would connect it directly into this particular part here. So you'd swap it out, pop it in there, and that's just your basic connections there. Also comes with other paperwork in the bin. Very good stuff, but in reality nobody ever reads it. The one important one in this particular paperwork, it comes with Teams, certified Teams. Really important modern times here at the moment, what's actually going on, simply because Teams are equivalent. Everybody seems to be using them at the moment. And that's kind of, this is the headset itself, and it just drops on when not in use. So it charges and it works. Everything sounds fairly okay there at the moment. It also comes with, obviously, today I'm going to connect this up directly into a laptop. So we'll take that out for the moment. USB-A, USB to the USB. Plug this into your laptop. Standard enough, no screw there. And this gets plugged in. Now, this is my most annoying thing going, this particular lead, okay? Not the fact that I'm fiddling trying to put it in, it's the fact that this lead falls out regularly. I'll give you a bit more details on that. So I suppose that's your very short version of what it looks like. And it looks like a normal headset, etc., that you'd normally have. And a quick comparison to Poly 45, 40 to 45 compared to the, and what's the big difference between the two of them? Obviously, physically, everybody looks into physically. Totally different uses there. This particular one here at the moment connects to your mobile phone. You can have lots of different options there at the moment with that. Short battery life, etc. And you have different types of parts you'd connect it to. That's generally overview of that particular one. Features on this particular one is completely different. One of the first things you'll notice is this does not connect to a mobile phone. So you're not going to connect to a mobile phone. Anything you're going to connect will be directly with a lead itself. It also does not come, so typically with your normal mouse, you get a dongle and you plug it in there at the moment. It does not come with one of these. This is not cheapskate or anything. This is totally because this particular one is obviously Team certified. It's actually designed for actually something like financial, medical, government use, contact centers where you don't want to be heard. So the audio on this is far encrypted. It's 256-bit ES encryption, which is basically military grade encryption. This allows it to ensure that if there's anybody around the building, around the office there at the moment trying to listen to these conversations, it cannot be heard. So that's probably the big difference. That's why I've said it does not have Bluetooth. It does not connect to your mobile phone, nor does it have a dongle, to say the least. And that's just the design of it there. It does have actually 13 hours talk time there at the moment, 52 hours stand time, and it's about 2 hours charge time. But in reality, I wouldn't worry too much on the charge time, because typically you drop it into the base. The base will actually charge it up there at the moment. It has the facility for conference things there at the moment. It's 160 grams and remote answering. So that's kind of a very quick overview on what you're actually doing with the unit itself. Look at a bit more details there at the moment, and we'll get this back out. Within the sound, it tells you what's actually gone through. It's got the Teams logo to let you know you can answer the Teams there at the moment. It's got a plus and minus, that's just for your up and down. On the side, big red button's got the mute. I actually like this particular thing, the green. So that means it's switched on, that's switched off. Really simple. When you pick up the handset, there is voice prompts, there is etc. But it actually tells you, and these are the other connections on the bottom of it there at the moment is. So you've got the volume up and down, you've got all the usual features there that you'd expect. As far as the handset is concerned, you can expand it, you can. Another thing that's really good in this particular one there is when you're actually using it, if you're left on your left ear or your right ear. So if, for example, you want it on your right ear, you put it like that on your normal headset. If you turn it around, you can put it in the other ear. A lot of the other ones I've actually used are only, you can only put them on the right ear. And that's something I've heard a few colleagues comment out. One thing I've figured used after using this for time is, if you put the earphones on and you have the microphone like that, people say, oh, you're distorted, which you thought was a pain originally. When you have to put it down more or less level to your mouth, in front of your mouth, it's far better. The quality is superior, and I think it's designed that particular methodology to allow it so the interference won't come through it. It knocks out the noise in the background as well, and it's actually designed those. So just going a bit more. When it's actually connected, what you do typically is you plug it into your typical laptop, and as I mentioned earlier, my biggest pet hate on this particular one is this cable. It falls out. So in reality, what I have done is, on a personal level, I've replaced it with my own lead there at the moment. The exact same thing, just this good strong cable, but every time I move it, it falls out. Completely, I suspect, not a great design. It looks there at the moment. When you're actually doing it there, you can actually download the actually software itself. The software does not require to be downloaded to use it, but you can actually download it itself for use. It's on that. So within there at the moment, you've got loads of different settings you've customized, and you've got language. One thing is kind of annoying on the language. If you change this to English, which is good, it will download it. It takes about a half an hour to actually update any of the settings on this, which is good, but you can't use any of the other features on this while you're doing it. So typically you download it, you're playing with it to see how it works. So within the settings itself, it's got ringtones and volumes. You can actually set it up. One of the great things about this is, and I've compared this to lots of other headsets, is when you're actually using it for a while, you put the headset down and you get a call, you get a Teams call come through. Typically, you generally miss the call because it's not in your ear, you don't hear it. This does actually ring. So you can hear the bass ringing, letting you know it's connected. Very good. Real positive. That if the headset's down, get a call coming through it, it'll buzz coming through it. Most other headsets that I've used will not allow the audio to come through it, so you're missing that particular vital part there at the moment, which is really good. And these are all the different settings that you have, and sensors and things, and advanced. One thing is very good as well, I love it on features, is the restore function. So when you do play with it and you break it, you can actually chop and change it. Notifications, up to date. And that's just a matter of updating the, checking for software updates. Just going out of here, when you're actually using it there, and this is actually an unboxing that Jim has done before. We'll just put it on play. One thing you can't actually hear it, but what you'll see is I'm turning the volume up in the headset. And you can see in the corner here, I'm controlling it. Also on the Teams call, video Teams button here, I can answer the Teams there as well. So this is great because it allows me the functionality to use it as a normal thing there. And that's kind of a quick overview there at the moment. Is that looking wise, looks quite nice. It looks fairly standard as such. The logo looks actually, the Teams logo looks quite expensive. Disappointing. It is sturdy, it is solid, it is quality, with the exception of the USB lead falling out there at the moment on that. Big red button for the mute, quite good. Being in the left ear, right ear is excellent there at the moment. Being able to use the left or right, perfect. Charging, not bad at that. You won't really have to worry too much about the charging. A couple of other slight disadvantage of it is because it's connected directly. USB has to be connected directly at all stages to the unit. So I need to ensure that lead there is connected directly to there all the time. So if I'm going to a meeting, pick up my laptop and walk away, call comes through, I can't answer it with these. I have to have this connected to my PC, my laptop, if used in this particular purpose. Again, if I was going back to using it as a desk phone, I have the different audio settings, the different volume settings that kind of go in there. And it allows me to actually adjust the volume of the call, how much I actually want. And again, on the front, it tells me if I'm on a Teams call, if I'm there, if the unit's been charged. And you can see the charging details. So it's telling me it's been charged, and I can connect across between the computer or a desk phone. So I've actually this one connected right there. Same thing with the Teams if I can connect it onto them. Within the Plantronics Hub software, you can change the device settings, mute, battery status level, quite good. You don't need to download the software for it. It's an option as required there at the moment. The battery is quite good. Is this worth the money? This one here is not your dual purpose, multi-function, everything, earphones that you'd use for everything. This is specifically designed that if you have information that you're doing that you don't want heard, overheard, this is the way to go. Solely designed, obviously lots of extra features, quality probably you'd expect that you're going to get that. But if it's going to be used, if you're in an environment where you don't want people over listening to you there at the moment, you can adjust the background noise. It is fairly light there at the moment. So that's quite positive. And I've been using that for probably about 2 or 3 weeks there at the moment. Big long range there as well. So if you do have to walk a long distance, it does actually work. It's about 250 feet in a typical office. So it's well able to walk down for a cup of coffee in the middle of a meeting there at the moment. You can put yourself on mute and you can actually answer the call. If a Teams call does come in while it's on your ears, you can just press that and you can answer the call as such. So you've got all the functionalities that you'd normally get. Bearing in mind, it does not connect to a mobile phone. It has to have a cable directly to there. Slight niggling me with my cable there at the moment that's falling out. Only a very small one there. So if you're in a government environment, medical, financial, software does take about half an hour to update, etc. But overall, as expected from Plantronics or Poly, quality, durable, good battery life, strong, solid, comfortable to wear. And I've been wearing this for the last 2 or 3 weeks, just testing it in loads of Teams calls going on that. With one key feature I love, far superior than most of the ones I tested. Getting a call coming through, when it rings, it comes up. And that's the overview of the Poly Savi 7320 Office. As a model there for the requirements of what its main purpose is, it does it excellent. Thank you for watching Tech Buzz Ireland.